Hi, welcome to your mat today. Find a comfortable seat. Reach your arms out to the sides, like I'm doing here, spreading through your fingers, extending the fingertips towards the earth or maybe on the earth. And let that descend your shoulders down until you start to feel a stretch in your shoulders and maybe into your neck. And then release the chin to your chest, tuck the chin into the chest. Continue to extend out through the arms. So the sit bones are grounded in the earth. The arms are reaching for the earth. And use that sense of rooting, that sense of grounding to lengthen your spine up. Keep your spine tall. Roll your right ear towards your right shoulder. Pause there with the right ear towards the shoulder. Reach out through your left hand. So you again begin to stretch and hear the left side of the neck. Inhale, chin back to center. And second side, as you exhale, left shoulder and ear coming together. The right hand becoming heavy and stretching away to feel into that stretch. Bring your chin back to your chest. And hands to your lap. Lift your chest, your head tall.
And then awaken your eyes. Reach your arms straight in front of you. So arms come to shoulder height and then pivot so the palms are facing towards the earth. Yep. Spread your fingers really, really wide. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, draw the fingers into fists. So really just clench the fists in. Yep. And then we're going to take that with breath. Inhale, open and spread. And exhale, clench the fists in. Really strong clenching. Yeah. And then you choose your pace. You can do it nice and slow with the breath. You can also begin to pick up the breath and speed it up and match the movement of your fingers to that quicker pace of breath. Yeah, and as you're doing this, really fan out your fingers every single time. So the thumb and the pinky might start to get a little fluffy and lazy, but really imagine that you can extend them out, stretch them out. Yeah, and we'll do it about 10 more times. Consider picking up the pace even more. So the breath becomes this little pumping in and out. Yeah, last couple, let the shoulders be soft, your face be soft. And then pause with the fingers clenched, tight fists with the hands, and circle your wrists around. My wrists do a lot of snapping and cracking and popping here. Hopefully yours are in better shape than mine. Good morning. Yeah, circle your wrists in the opposite direction. And then let that go. We're going to draw the palms together, the forearms together, and the elbows together in front of your chest. Ladies, this sometimes is a little bit harder with all of our anatomy in the front, but do your best. Yep. And then as you take a breath in, lift your fingers and your elbows up towards the sky. Keep everything connected as long as you possibly can. And then as you exhale, open your elbows nice and wide. Draw the back of the arms towards the back of the room. Draw your elbows down towards the rib cage. So you get this full range of motion in the shoulders. We'll do that a couple times. Hands, elbows, connect. Inhale to lift. And then exhale, slowly separate and drag the shoulders and the elbows down. Yeah, take that nice and slow, twice more, really feeling in to all of the mobility, all of the movement. At the end of that round, let it go. And let's come to sit. So if you're up on a prop, come to sit on your sit bones. And we'll extend the legs out in front of you. Yeah. So if your legs are super tight, which some of ours are, your knees might need to be bent. If you can, start to push through the heels and straighten your legs. And then bring the fingertips behind you, grounding the fingers on the earth. And we'll just take the feet and the ankles in circles a couple times to start. Just circle, warming up your ankles and your toes and your legs all the way up into your hip joint. Yeah, and then take the second direction. And use your hands behind you to help lift your spine and keep your back tall. Yeah. And then we'll let that go. The feet will come so they're about hip width apart. And we'll take a breath in, lift your arms up to the sky, maybe gaze up at the sky. And as you exhale, first forward fold, so don't go too deep. Slowly allow the chest to come towards your thigh. Yeah, and we're just going to ripple for these first couple of rounds. Fingers on the floor, take a breath in, lengthen your spine long. And then exhale, refold, chest moving towards the thighs, head finding a full release at the bottom of the exhale. And then again, your inhale, lift your belly from your thighs, lengthen the chest as you lift it up part way. And fold as you exhale. Yeah, and just play with this a couple more times, rippling like a wave, your spine moving from this place of length and lift to more of a place of rounding and release. A couple more times with your breath. Yeah, and the next time that you exhale and fold, pause there. Yeah, and you might walk the fingers further forward on the mat. Don't really worry about where the hands reach. Don't try to reach your feet. Just leave the hands alongside your legs on the mat. And here, move the head a little bit. Swing the head from side to side, giving it a little no nod or maybe a yes nod. And then we're going to lift back up halfway. Yeah. And this time, slide your fingers, or I'm sorry, slide your hands onto your shins or wherever they kind of comfortably rest. And we're going to point the right toes. Slide your right hand down towards your foot as far as it goes. Draw your left hand up towards your thigh and open the chest to face towards the left. Yeah, and we'll do this a bunch of times so you'll get the hang of it. And then we'll switch. Point your left toes, slide your left hand down, your right hand up, twist to the right, chest opens to the right. And then again, right toes point, right hand slides down, left hand glides up the leg as you twist to the left. Yeah, if you get the point, take that a couple more times. So kind of integrating this forward fold and this opening in the back of the body with some rotation in your spine. Yeah, good morning, body. Opening it up. And the next time you come to the right toes being pointed forward and the right hand sliding down the leg, pause there. Glide the left hand so the thumb comes up to your hip crease. Yep, and then open the chest, really spin the chest towards the left. Some of you will stay right here. Great, great stretch and opening. Some of you will begin to open and reach the left hand back behind you. And some of you might be able to slide the right hand to the outside of the left foot or somewhere along the left leg, and then lift that heel off the ground as you stack your spine over your pelvis. Yep, there it is. Take a couple breaths, whatever variation you choose, pause and breathe. Those of you that are upright in the twist, for this final breath, you might extend your gaze and spin your neck to look back at your left fingertip. And then release. Release the heel to the ground if it's lifted. Release your left hand to the leg. Yeah, and we'll switch sides. So the left foot will, the toes will point. The hand will slide down. The right hand will slide up to the hip crease. Maybe the right hand reaches back. And maybe the left hand slides to the outer right foot. It can also be the shin, or don't do this. And then lift the spine up, finding, again, more opening into the back of your right leg. And if you're lifted, again, for this last breath, consider shifting your gaze, taking the whole rotation in the spine up into the neck, the cervical spine, using back at your right fingertip. And then release your heel to the earth if it's lifted. Release your right hand down. One more forward fold. Maybe exploring a little bit more depth of your chest and your belly towards your legs. And the next time you take a breath in, rise all the way back up. And then come all the way onto your back. Slide all the way onto your back. Squeeze your knees into your chest. Is that Emmanuel? Hi. Come all the way onto your back. Squeeze your knees into your chest. We have a guest from outside of Paris. Yay. Class will not be in French. Good. Keep your thighs squeezing into your chest. And allow your body to move. Move the body from left to right, forward and back. And allow this to feel good. It should feel good. A little bit of movement and massage throughout your spine. And then let's send both legs up to the sky. And again, here the knees can be bent, or you can straighten the legs and extend through the balls of the feet. Draw the hands behind your head. Interlace the hands at the base of your head. To start, let's keep the head, the neck, and the shoulders on the ground, though. So the hands are interlaced, but the head is heavy in them. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, slowly allow your right leg to lower any amount towards the earth. Nice and slow. Take a breath in to lift the right leg back up to the sky. And exhale, second side. The belly's going to draw down towards the earth, down towards your spine as you lower your left leg down. And inhale, lift your left leg to meet your right. And we'll just take that side to side a couple times. Right leg lowers with control, with the firmness of your belly. If you want to add a little bit more, you can lift your head, your neck, and your shoulders away from the earth as you find this movement in your legs. But just be careful not to yank on the head and the neck. So continue to let the head be heavy in your hands. It's almost like your hands are creating this little hammock. And the head is relaxed and just resting in that hammock. The movement of your legs is slow and controlled. Let's take it 2 more times to either side. And so the effort here, let it concentrate in the belly. And if you find that it's kind of creeping up into the neck or into the face, soften the neck, soften the face. And then when you're done with your 2 rounds, no hurries. Squeeze your knees back into your chest. Find a little movement. And then we'll plant the left sole of the foot into the earth. Cross the right ankle over your left thigh. So it looks like we're coming into figure 4 on the back. But we'll keep the left foot on the floor. And then we'll draw the left hand behind the head. Extend your right fingers beyond your right thigh, so to the outside of the right leg. We'll take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, lift the torso off the earth and twist towards that lifted right leg, or the bent right leg, the top leg. Use your inhale to lower just partway down. See if you can keep the shoulder blades lifted. And exhale, the belly will come down to the earth as you lift and twist to the right. Inhale to center. And exhale, belly to the earth as you lift and reach. And if it's too much on the neck and head, that right hand can come behind the head as well. Yeah, take it about, let's do like 10 rounds on this side. And so let it be this really slow, controlled movement, just like before. And again, the face, stay soft, the forehead, the eyes, the tongue, all the features of your face. A couple more rounds. As you're lifting and twisting, notice if you're just shifting the weight onto the right shoulder and see if you can lift the full right shoulder blade off the earth as you lift. And as you lower, see if you can keep part of that lifted. Let's take it through. Let's do 2 more rounds. And then when you're ready, release from that side. Take a moment, squeeze both knees into your chest. Good morning to Near. I saw that you just popped on. And then let's swap. Right foot to the ground, left ankle crosses over the thigh. It'll be the right hand that comes to support the head this time, or both hands. Left hand extends beyond your thigh. Start with a deep breath in. Fill your body up with air, with prana. And as you exhale, lift the body off the earth, twist towards your left side. And again, the inhale will bring you just part way down. And the exhale, the belly is going to engage and draw to the earth as you lift and twist to the left. And just begin to find your own rhythm of this. Slow movements, working with your breath. The exhale, there's a natural contraction that already happens in the belly as the breath moves out of your body, and you're just accentuating that. You're adding your own abdominal strength with the exhale as you lift and as you twist. Notice if you're rushing through it, see if you can slow it down, 5 or 6 more rounds. And again, let the head be heavy in your hands. So no yanking on the head and the neck. You don't need to reach or arrive anywhere. Last 2 rounds, treating them like the first, letting them be executed with control. And then release the full back onto the earth. Squeeze both knees, both thighs back into the chest. Give them a big squeeze in. So you're really compressing the fronts of your hips, the hip flexors. And then shift so the hands are just behind the thighs, between your calves and your thighs. And just begin to roll yourself forward and back along your spine. And if you're outside on concrete, this might feel like too much. Feel free to skip it. But just have fun with it if you're doing it. Rolling from the bottom edge to the top edge of the spine, allowing your whole spine to round and benefit from this pressure, this massage. We'll take it just a couple more rounds, gaining enough momentum that you might be able to plant the feet in the ground and lift your hips to the sky for a forward fold. If that transition doesn't exactly work for you, feel free to find your way to a forward fold some other way. And we'll come to our ragdoll. So bend your knees deeply, rest your thighs or your chest maybe on your thighs. And take hold of opposite elbow. Allow your arms and your elbows to be heavy, your head to be heavy. And move your body around here. So really just tuning into your body, where you feel sensation, how sensation feels in your body, and move accordingly. Maybe it's a little sway from side to side. Maybe it's movement in the neck and head. Maybe a little ripple of your spine forward and back. Yeah, and really play with letting your head be heavy enough. It's giving a good tug on the rest of your spine. The rest of your spine has this opportunity to lengthen, to find more space, to decompress. And then we'll release the hands. And we're just going to come into a little side body stretch from our forward fold. So keep your right knee bent and begin to straighten your left leg more than the right. It might straighten all the way, it might not. And then begin to walk your left fingertips all the way to the upper outer right side of the mat. So you're going to shift your left hip back and reach your left fingers forward and to the right. Yeah, and play around with it so that you begin to get this nice side body stretch all through the left side, especially from the left hip to the left armpit, maybe just above the armpit where the lats attach as well. And then we'll do that on the second side. Release. Straighten your right leg more than your left. Shift your right hip back and walk your right fingers forward and towards the opposite side. Yeah, and breathe there. You might need to play with the orientation of the chest, opening it one way or the other to get more sensation. And then walk yourself back to center. Yeah, keep both knees bent and let's just slowly roll all the way up to stand, rolling and stacking your spine as you lift. Yeah, and then when you're upright, just separate the feet a little bit wider. Bring a soft bend into your knees and just move the body a little bit more. Start to twist the body as you let the arms be really floppy, flinging them from side to side, swinging them. And it might feel good for one hand to kind of slap the opposite hip and the opposite shoulder as you swing. You can also get the legs involved, lifting one heel as you spin to the opposite side. And don't get trapped in thinking there's a right or a wrong way to do it. We're just moving the body and breathing and feeling. Yeah, and then slow it down. Slow it down. We'll come to the front of the mat if you're not there already. Big toes can touch, or you can have the feet hip width apart. Let the hands rest, joined in front of the heart. And close your eyes. Feel your feet as if you've chosen to stand right here in this moment, your feet planted in the earth, choosing to stand on the earth. With that sense of connection, that sense of grounding and steadiness and balance through your legs and your feet, allow the upper body to lift. Allow the spine to feel like it's lifting up towards the sky, up towards the heavens. And then moving our body with breath, release your arms down by your side first. Take a big breath in as you sweep the arms out to the side, reach them all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, draw the palms to touch, start to bend at the hips as you fold forward. Knees can bend if you need. And then we'll take a half lift, slide your fingers up your shins, get long through your spine. So send the crown of the head forward, the sit bones back. And refold, exhale, chest towards the thighs, crown of the head towards the earth. Inhale, rise all the way back up. Sweep the arms, lift your spine, lift the arms all the way up. And hands to heart center as you exhale. So just nice and simple, some half suns to begin. Inhale again, same thing, lift and reach the arms up. And hinge and fold as you exhale. Take your half lift, strong, flat back. And exhale to forward fold. Strong legs and feet as you lift all the way back up. Hands to chest. Just to do it again. Inhale, reach. And exhale, bow. Find some lift and length as you pull a breath in. And then release to your forward fold. Exhale. Rise all the way back up. Big breath in. And hands to heart. We'll add on to it. Take a breath in. Reach your arms out. Lift the fingers up. And take your forward fold as you exhale. We'll take a breath in. Find length in your spine. And then keep that length as you bend your knees, ground the palms, and step yourself back to your plank pose. So plank pose, feet at the back of the mat, shoulders stacked over your elbows and your wrists. Yep, and you can always modify. The knees can always come down or your elbows can always come down. Yeah. And breathe, feel, notice what this feels like in your body. Notice what it feels like to work a little bit. We hardly need to build heat today, but we will anyway. Let's take a breath in. And as you exhale, lower your knees first, then bend your elbows, lower yourself all the way down to the earth. And we'll take 3 rounds of Cobra. Keep your hands where they are. Keep your hands light. Ground the tops of the feet into the earth as you take a breath in. Lift your chest up, not from pushing into your hands, but from the engagement and contraction of your spine. And then exhale, lower the chest back to the earth, forehead to the earth. We'll do that twice more. Hands stay light as you lift the chest up. And then imagine that you can lengthen your spine as you lower it back to the earth. One more time, inhale. Keep your elbows narrow as you lift. And this time as you exhale, lower the chest, tuck your toes, and lift yourself back to your downward facing dog. And spend a couple minutes, couple moments warming into your downward facing dog. So you might bend both knees deeply. You might bend one at a time and pedal the legs out. It feels good to notice the head and the neck and find some movements there. And then we'll move from a downward facing dog. The next time you take a breath in, let's lift the heels really high. So you rock onto the balls of the feet. And then as you exhale, bend both knees so they hover above the earth. Good. As you take a breath in, slide yourself forward into a plank pose. And then exhale, lift your hips up to the sky, downward facing dog. And we'll just cycle through that a couple times. Inhale, lift just the heels. Exhale, knees towards the earth, spine stays long. And then inhale, send the heels back, the chest forward, the head forward, plank pose. And down dog, exhale. One more time, heels lift, breathe in. Knees bend, breathe out. Plank, inhale. And downward facing dog, exhale. And then we'll start the same. Lift your heels again and bend your knees. And this time lower the knees all the way to the earth. Come into your tabletop. Let's take a couple rounds of your cat-cow. As you take a breath in, lift your chest forward, lift your sit bones up. And as you exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin to your chest, let the head be heavy. And we'll move between those two. Inhale, lift, open it up, chest forward, arch your spine. And exhale, curl in. And use this as the basis for your movement, but you might explore other movements. You might circle the hips, you might circle the head. Might feel good to take a little side bend here. Really just allow it to be movement of your spine in any way that opens it up. And then when you're ready, let's come back to downward facing dog. So lifting the knees, sending the hips back up to the sky. Take a deep, deep breath in. Open your mouth, exhale. And we're going to slowly walk the feet forward. The way I want us to do this is step one foot forward. See if you can get the full sole of the foot onto the earth. And then lift the heel rock onto the ball of that foot. Step the second foot forward just a couple of inches, full sole of the foot on the earth to start, and then lift. So it's kind of like slow motion walking, just bringing a little bit of stretch and opening into the feet. Now the fingertips might have to come off the earth eventually, and eventually you make it all the way to the front of the mat into your forward fold. When you're there, take a breath in, lift and lengthen your spine. Fingers can be on the shins or they can rest on the earth. And refold as you breathe out. Inhale, let's lift all the way back up to the sky with a flat back and these fingers extending high. And hands to heart. And then we'll take a couple rounds of our suns. Good. With a breath in, lift your arms up to the sky. Let the center of your chest lift. And as you exhale, dive and fold towards your fold. Take a half lift, breathing in. And as you breathe out, let's step the right foot back, connect your right knee to the earth. Make sure your knee feels protected. You can always slide something under it. And then inhale, lift your arms and your gaze in the center of your chest up to the sky, low lunge. Downward facing dog, exhale, hands down. Left foot steps back to meet the right. You can always stay here or take a breath in to slide to your plank. And a breath out to lower all the way down to the earth with the knees lifted or lowered, your choice. Untuck your toes, cobra, chest lift. And then downward facing dog, exhale. Right leg rises, inhale. And exhale, step the right foot through. You might need to help it through with your hand, left knee to the earth, second side. Untuck your back toes. Lift up through the chest, reach up through your hands, big breath in. And forward fold, exhale, step forward. Take a half lift, Ardha Hanumanasana. And then Uttanasana, full forward fold, exhale. Rise all the way up, strong legs, strong feet, circle your arms and reach up. And hands to heart. And then we'll do it all over again, second side. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, dive forward. Find lift and length as you flatten your back. And then this time, exhale, step your left foot back. Connect your left knee to the ground. Let your hips descend. Inhale to your low lunge. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands down. Downward facing dog. Emmanuel, you are fine. Do what you're doing. Option to stay here again. Option to take it through a vinyasa. Shifting to your plank first. Maybe lowering all the way down. Maybe just lowering halfway down to your chaturanga. And choosing cobra or an up dog, just the tops of the feet and the palms on the earth. Downward facing dog, exhale. Left leg lifts with a breath in. And then step or help your left foot to arrive between your hands. Connect your right knee or back knee to the earth. Untuck those toes, lift the body, lift the arms, inhale. And exhale to your forward fold, stepping to the front of your mat. Take a half lift. And release all of the belly as you fold. Rise all the way back up. And hands to chest. Good. Let's take a breath in. Reach and circle the arms up to the sky. And then use your left fingers to grab hold of your right wrist. And just begin to lean yourself to the left. Take a side body stretch over to the left. And then rise back up. And swap it out. Right fingers grab hold of the left wrist. Lean your body over to the right. And lift back up, both fingers to the sky. And come to your forward fold, exhale. Now we'll take a flat back here. And as you exhale, bend your knees, ground the palms, either step back to your plank. Some of you might hop back and land with your elbows bent in chaturanga. Move through an optional vinyasa, so that transition between your plank and your downward facing dog. And then once you're in your downward facing dog, let's take a deep breath in. Open your mouth, exhale. One more time, like that, full breath in and out. Good. I want to do a little bit more kind of dynamic flowing movement to build some heat, and then we'll do some slower poses. We'll begin by lifting the right leg up to the sky from your downward facing dog. And then as you exhale, let's draw the right foot forward. Plant the sole of the foot between your hands. As you take a breath in, rise all the way up to a high lunge. As you exhale, bend your right knee even lower. As you inhale, reach out through the back leg, lift up through your hands, look up between your hands. And exhale, release your palms to the earth. Slow breath in as you step back to your plank pose. And then you choose your vinyasa or shift straight back to your downward facing dog for a breath. Nice. Left side, start by reaching your left leg up and back. And then as you exhale, draw or help the left foot between your hands. Use your inhale to lift your torso and your arms. Exhale, deepen the lunge in your left knee. Yeah. Stay here. Inhale, reach back through the back foot, lift up through the arms and the chest, and let it go. Exhale, palms down. Step back, inhale. And choose how you transition. And don't rush through the transitions. Take your time. Downward facing dog. We'll do that one more time. You can always modify the pace. Inhale, right leg rises, high Devon. Exhale, step that foot all the way through. Ground the sole of the foot between your hands. Let the inhale lift the body up. And the exhale, settle the body here. Lower strong fingers. Inhale, strong back leg. Reach up, lower aguilar. Yes. Exhale, hands to the earth. And plank pose. With control, step back to your plank. Slow transition, your vinyasa. Left side, when you're ready, begin with an inhale, floating the leg to the sky. And an exhale, drawing the thigh, stepping the foot between your hands. The inhale is going to lift you up. The exhale is going to ground you here. Strong back leg, lift up, inhale. And then let it go, palms to the earth. Slow and active step back to your plank. So you're engaging your core to find that step. Nice, Andrea, to vinyasa. And then as soon as you arrive in your downward facing dog, I'm going to have you shift right out of it. Let's come back to the shape of plank. So shift the shoulders over your wrists. And then release the forearms to the earth. So coming into a forearm plank, the elbows will replace where the palms were. And the palms can be on the earth, or the palms can draw together and interlace for a little bit more support. And the knees can be lifted for more challenge. They can also come to the earth. Yep. And actually, to start, lift the back of the head up towards the sky. So just notice if the nose is drooping. Yes, good modifications. And then lift your hips up a little bit higher. Just notice what that does, what that feels like. And then lower the hips a little bit lower. Feel what that feels like. You're going to feel this like drooping in the belly. Yeah, and then feel where the middle ground is. You might lift and lower a few more times to feel where that center spot is. Amanda, stay with it. Yeah, and breathe. Full, feeling the whole body get long from the knees if they're down or from the heels if they're reaching back through the crown of the head. And I promise that we won't be here forever. Just 3 more breaths. See if you can stay with it. And it's really a core engagement exercise where the whole front of the body is lifting into the back of your body. Yeah, it's lifting into the back of the body to support the back of the body. And then if the knees are lifted, go ahead and lower the knees, lower your thighs, everyone lower the hips. Keep the chest lifted and we'll come into the shape of Sphinx. So for most of us, the elbows will already be in place. Ground the palms into the earth, so releasing the interlace if you have it. And then the forearms and the fingers and the palms, press them down into the earth and drag them back towards your heels. So you're just opening the center, the front of the chest, and allowing the front of the chest to lift towards the front edge of your mat. And the arms should be working. 2 more breaths. And then release. Release the belly to the earth. Release your forehead to the earth. Slide your palms back under your shoulders. And let's just push ourselves back to a child's pose. Separate your knees wide. Let the big toes touch. And shift your hips back towards your heels. Relax your whole body here. Relax your jaw, your eyes, your face, your breath. And take a moment, open the palms, flip the palms up towards the sky. Inviting whatever it is you need into your hands, but really into your life. And then ground the palms back towards the earth, back towards downward facing dog. And take a breath in. Let's stretch the right leg up and back. And as you exhale, draw the thigh forward towards the chest. Step your right foot all the way through between your hands. Let's rise up to a high lunge again. Yeah, and I'm going to face you for a moment. So high lunge. Yeah, and you can modify this whole sequence that we're going to do with the back knee down. So if you're just looking for more stability or a different stretch, that's always an option. Yeah, and we played with this on Monday a little bit, those of you that were here. Start by lifting the arms straight up to the sky. Really reach the arms up. And then face the palms to face the front of your mat. And slowly begin to lengthen the arms back and down. And so it's just kind of, the back of the hands are just going to kind of reach towards the wall behind you. And there'll be this deep opening in the chest as you lower the hands towards the hips. And then slowly lift them back up. Really just sensing into all the shoulder opening there. Reach the arms back up to the sky. Inhale. And as you exhale, draw the left hand down to the earth. Reach the right arm up to the sky for a twist. And the left hand can always be propped up on something, a block, a book. Yep, there it is. Yeah. Use the hand that's in the air. Really separate the fingers and reach your fingers up to the sky. Nice. Yeah, back leg, super active. Nice. Inhale. And then as you exhale, release the right hand to the earth. And let's slide step the back foot in a little bit to come into our pyramid pose. You'll step the left foot forward enough that both legs can straighten, both soles of the feet can connect to the earth. This might be where you want blocks for the hands or books, whatever you have. It can also be using a wall out in front of you. So take a couple moments, letting the chest be heavy, the head be heavy. The legs are strong, so firm your thighs, firm your quadriceps into your femur bones. And then roll your right hip crease back as you draw the left hip slightly forward. So you're just squaring the hips, keeping that integrity in the hips as you fold over your front thigh. And then we'll take a half lift as we breathe in, lengthen the spine, add a little bend to the right leg initially. We'll take the left foot off the ground and then refold towards your standing split. So here as you come into your standing split, continue to keep the hips square. So draw the right hip crease back by engaging through the right thigh. And there's lots of versions of standing splits. The hands can be pretty far forward if they are having a hard time reaching the ground. You can always draw one hand or both hands behind your standing calf for more of a balance challenge. Or the hands can rest the support on the floor or on your blocks or whatever props you have available. And if the hands are lifted, go ahead and reground them. Bend the right leg, step the left foot back, plant your hands, and we'll step back to a downward facing dog, three-legged downward facing dog with the right leg, that same leg lifted into the sky. And then go ahead and bend your knee, open up your hip, take a couple of breaths there. Extend the right leg, square the hip to the earth. And exhale, draw the right knee and the right thigh forward to the nose. Shift your shoulders over your wrist so you're in the shape of plank with the right knee hovering over the chest, under the chest really. Inhale, sweep that right leg back up to the sky. And exhale, draw the right knee towards the right elbow, or maybe up towards the armpit. And inhale, reach the leg up and back, three-legged dog. And exhale, let's cross. Right knee towards the left elbow. Here's where it's going to get interesting. I'm going to have you extend the right leg out to the left, drawing the outer edge of the right foot to the earth and spinning to the inner edge of the back foot. So all the weight's going to transfer to your right hand. And maybe you lift the left arm up to the sky. Yeah, there it is. Some of you might momentarily be able to lift the right outer edge off the foot, off the floor. Maybe so, maybe not. Don't be too attached to it. And then let it all go. Both hands down. Step the right foot back to your plank. Choose how you transition, a vinyasa or something different. Downward facing dog, exhale. Nice work. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth, exhale it out. Let's lift the left leg up to the sky with a breath in. And exhale, thigh to chest, foot between the hands, step the left foot all the way through between the hands, and then rise back up to your high lunge. And so again, you can always bring the back knee to the ground, especially if the legs are feeling pretty cooked. If the legs are okay, activate out through the back leg. And then start that slow process of opening the chest by reaching the hands back and slowly down. So it's just a slow exploration of the shoulders and the front of the chest. When you reach the bottom, allow the arms to slowly lift back up. Again, feeling the hands, the back of the hands reaching back as you lift. Good. High lunge, reach both hands up. And then as you exhale, the right hand will come down and the left arm will lift up for a twist. And stay for just one more breath. Play with extending out through the fingers in the air to lighten the hand that's on the ground. Big breath in. And then exhale, left hand to the ground. And we'll shorten the stance in the legs by sliding the right foot forward to pyramid pose. The right foot forward, both legs straighten. Both legs straighten. And the chest and the head relax. And some of you will hit your edge without having to do a whole lot. If you're tight in the back side of the body, just being in the shape, you'll get a lot out of it, right? There's a lot of opening and a lot of possibility for opening. Some of us that are more open, you'll have to engage a little bit more by drawing the ball of the front foot, the ball of the left foot into the earth, engaging and pulling back through the left thigh, rolling the left hip back. Yeah, Tim, if you have blocks, this is a great spot for you. Yeah. And then take a half lift, lengthen your spine. And we'll shift to standing splits, slowly transferring weight into the left foot, the front foot, and reaching the right leg up to the sky. And so the key thing with your standing splits, it's really, really tempting to open the right hip and stack it on top of the left. It's going to look a little bit more glamorous, a little bit more open. It looks like what you see in the catalogs. But see if you can keep the hips square and in line and still find some lift in the right heel. Might not look as dramatic, but you're going to get a whole lot out of it. Yeah. Let the chest be heavy, the head be heavy. Find any placement that works for you for your hands. And then lengthen and lift your spine halfway. Bend your left knee. Take a big step back with your right foot. And then three-legged downward facing dog with the left leg lifted. Bend that knee and open your hip. A couple breaths. We'll re-extend the left leg. Square the hips back to the earth so the toes are facing towards the earth. Inhale. And exhale, draw the knee and the thigh to the chest. Shift the shoulders over your wrists. Good. Lengthen and reach as you take a breath in. Three-legged dog. And exhale, left knee towards the left elbow. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, right knee, right elbow. Again, this is where it gets fun. Pause there. Send the left foot out to the left, or to the right, excuse me. Outer edge of the left foot's going to come to the earth. Inner edge of the right foot's going to come to the earth. Right hand reaches up to the sky. Yep, there it is. Yeah, nice, Matt. Some of you are going to float the left foot off the earth. Yeah, and then let it go. Right hand back to the earth. Step your left foot back and choose a transition for yourself. Maybe you come and do a cat-cow. Maybe you pause in your down dog and shake things out. Maybe you take it through a vinyasa, lots of options. And then when you land back in your downward facing dog, pause for a deep, full breath in. Open your mouth, sigh it out, let out some heat, some air. And then let's walk the hands back to the feet. So just walk the hands back to the back of the mat. Take a half lift, breathing in. And a forward fold, breathing out, feeling the wave of your spine. And then let's rise all the way up to stand. And pull the hands to the chest. Hmm. Good. I'm going to do a little bit more to get into the hips and the legs. So turn either off your mat or turn so you're facing the long end of your mat and separate the knees or the feet nice and wide. Yeah. And then we'll kick the heels in and turn the toes out slightly. Draw the base of the hand into your hip crease. Yes. Base of the hand into the hip crease. It's going to allow you to descend the hips and the thighs even deeper. Don't worry about the shoulders. They're going to hike up to the ears. The one time in yoga, we're going to break the rule with the shoulders. Ah. And then keep the thighs where they are, but let the hands lift and find another shape. They can come to rest at the heart. They can reach forward, can stand up, or they can find little cactus arms, whatever shape works for your body. And play with descending the pelvis another inch or two, but opening the legs out. So you can imagine that you're getting longer through the muscles on the inseam of your legs. Smooth out your breath. Yeah. And then bring the hands to the thighs. Keep the thighs deeply bent. And let's just spin left shoulder towards the right knee. Descend your hips. Stretch into the left side of the low back. And then switch. So the right shoulder moving towards the left side, the right hand pushing into the thigh to open it away from you. Hips descend. And then come back up to center. And we'll just spin the toes in, heels out, and take a forward fold. Prasrita, Padottanasana, straddle, forward fold. Yeah. So some of you are able to come fairly deep into it and the palms will connect to the earth. If that's the case for you, really ground the palms into the earth and bend your elbows. And then drag your fingers and the palms away from your feet. So towards your fingertips. That's the direction we want to go towards. To really begin to explore lengthening the back of the legs. And pulling the chest deeper into the space between your legs. And take a moment wherever you are. Shake out your head and your neck. Notice if you're holding tension in a place where you might not need it right now. And then we'll rise up halfway. So the fingers will come underneath the shoulders, lengthen through your spine. And we'll come into a side lunge. So we'll start by bending the right knee. And we'll go into it slowly. So keep the soles of the feet connected to the earth. Bend and lunge into the right knee. If you get a lot here, stay right here. It's kind of like a buffet. You don't have to go any further. You don't have to take what you don't want. If you want a little bit further, lift the right heel off the ground. Pivot the left toes towards the sky. Yep. And the hands can come up for a balance or semi-balance. And then my personal favorite is to wedge the right elbow into the right thigh, open it up even further, and then walk the left fingertips forward at a diagonal towards the extended leg. So less of a balance challenge, but more of an opportunity to open the legs wider apart and get more stretch into the adductor muscles, the muscles that run at the inseam of our legs. So if you're balancing, stay there. If both feet are on the floor, stay there. If you're playing with that forward fold, a couple more breaths. And then we'll rise back up through center, connecting the soles of the feet to the earth, straightening the legs, hinging for a breath, chest to the thighs or to the space between the thighs. And then we'll take the second side, start with lifting the spine long. And the left knee will bend. So starting slow, soles of the feet connecting to the earth, with the option of adding on. Left heel lifts, right toes lift, maybe the hands lift, or maybe the left arm connects to the thigh and the right arm takes that forward fold. There's lots of possibilities, lots of options. Choose one that works for you, that feels like you're getting something out of it. Wherever you are, continue to breathe and notice and feel. And then walk the hands back to center. Yeah, and let's just spin towards the front edge of the mat again. And walk the hands to the front edge of the mat and step yourself back to your down dog. Take a deep, full breath in. Open your mouth and exhale. Yeah, and then we'll step the right foot forward to the outside of the right hand. So coming towards some lizard variations. Right foot forward to the outside of the right hand. Draw your back knee, that left knee to the ground. And then spin your right toes out. So they're facing like a 45-degree angle towards the right. Weight the left hand on the earth and draw the right hand to the thigh. You're literally grabbing the flesh on the inside of the thigh and rotating it towards the outside as you spin your chest to face towards the right. And as much as possible, begin to straighten the arm that's in the leg. Begin to straighten the right arm and lean your torso back. And this might be where you stay, descending the hips towards the earth, feeling that pull of gravity. You might also bend the back knee and reach the right hand back to capture the ankle or the foot. And I'll try to spin so you can get that visual. And either variation, play with relaxing the head. You might relax your left ear to your shoulder. And find some movement in the neck and the head, or the jaw, the tongue. And then slowly release from there. And we'll come into our half splits. So Ardha Hanumanasana, start to straighten out your front leg and lean the torso and the chest over that front leg. If you're really tight, you're going to be high up. You might need props. If you have a lot of mobility, a lot of flexibility in the back of the leg, you might take it towards a fairly deep forward fold. Some of you might be able to come somewhere between your half splits and a full split by sending the right heel forward. Yeah, and it doesn't matter what it looks like from the outside, kind of just find where your edge is. Some of you that are pretty deep, a fun variation is to bring a block underneath the front thigh and just support yourself, and it makes you feel like you're in the full split, even though you might not quite be there. Yeah. And wherever you are with it, close your eyes and then feel into it. Feel what you can't see. And notice that the mind, the cognition, that's part of the pose as well. It's not just what the body looks like from the external view. Really just feel into it. Feel how you could settle the mind to match the energy of this shape, this asana, this moment. And stay for about 5 more breaths. So just be at your edge, where you are, wherever that is, without judgment. Open to the possibility of things opening up a little bit more. And then slowly start to bend your front knee. Plant the hands down, step back to your downward facing dog. And just take a moment and bend and straighten the legs, pedal out the legs, maybe flutter your lips or shake your head. And then we'll step the left foot forward to the outside of the hand, back knee to the earth. Yeah, so for these lizard variations again, let's start with the left foot forward, sole the foot on the earth, and then flip or spin the left toes out to the left. The right hand will stay on the ground and the left hand will come to the thigh to externally rotate the flesh. And you can imagine drawing the flesh from the inside to the outside of the leg as you lean back towards the right hand and open the chest. The neck and head can find a place that feels comfortable or where you find some release. And there's the option of bending the right or the back leg and grabbing hold of it, the right leg. And take one more breath where you are. And then release your hand from the thigh or from the leg. We'll come to our Ardha Hanumanasana, our half splits. We'll begin to straighten out the left leg, add props if you have them and need them. And slowly begin the process of lowering the chest towards your thigh. And one thing I didn't mention on the first side is you can come back to that rippling of the spine that we played with at the beginning of class to come into the hamstrings. Just use your inhale to lengthen, and then your exhale to deepen your fold over the extended left leg. Or if you have more space, again, as in the first side, you're always welcome to slide deeper towards your full Hanuman, your full split. And for a lot of us, there's somewhere in between full splits and half splits. It can be 3/4 splits. Don't worry about what it looks like or what it's called. Go to where your edge is for your hamstrings and close your eyes and breathe. And notice if you're holding tension or your jaw is gripping. So anything in the face, see if you notice if there's tension there. And consciously try to release that gripping, that holding, that tension, the clenching of your jaw, unclench it all. With the possibility that that ripples down, that travels downstream into the pelvis and allows for some more opening there. And stay here for a couple more breaths. Tim, one version for you is you could slide your hips higher up so they're stacked over your back knee. Yeah. Does that feel okay? Yeah. The Olympic runners among us have a hard time with hamstring stuff. For most of us, that's not a problem. Good. Slowly rebend your left leg. Shift your way back to your down dog. One final downward facing dog. Take a moment to pedal your legs. And let's let the knees release to the earth and the hips come back to the heels to sit upright. And then we'll walk the hands, actually just the fingertips back behind you. And so you can imagine that you had like a tennis ball or a nice, amazing, juicy mandarin orange underneath the palms. So it's just the fingertips on the earth, the inner palms are lifting up. And then as you take your next breath in, Start to lift your hips up from your heels. Send your thighs and your hip points forward. Stretch the front side of the body. Open back up the front side of the body. And then as you exhale, lower the hips back to your heels. Keep the hands where they are. We'll take that a couple times. Inhale, lift the thighs forward, lift the hips up, open the shoulders and the chest and the belly. And lower hips back towards the heels. Now, one more time, lift yourself up. And this time, let's pause for a couple rounds of breath, feeling the arch, the opening throughout the whole front body. And then we'll lower back down. Lift the spine back over the hips. And let's shift the hips off to one side and come to sit on your bum. Yeah. And let's do one thing here. Let's draw the right knee to face forward on the earth and cross your left foot over the thigh for Ardha Hanumanasana. Yeah, and a little different than we sometimes do. Let's cactus the arms, draw the palms to face forward. And we're not going to use the arms just yet. Take a deep breath in. And different than normal, we're going to do an open twist. So twist the torso towards your right. I'm mirroring you. Twist the torso towards the right. Don't use the arms yet. So right now, it's just the core of the body twisting you. And then release your left hand to the front thigh. Use your arms to twist a little deeper towards the right. And then we'll rise back up, cactus the arms again. Inhale. And as you exhale, twist the body towards the left, second side, the closed twist. Yeah, and spend a moment there twisting the body as much as you can without the leverage of your hands. And then release, left hand behind you, right elbow to the front thigh or right palm to the front thigh. Now leverage yourself into a slightly deeper twist. And release to face forward. Yeah, and we'll just switch out the legs. You can do that a lot of different ways. You can do it out in front of you. Sometimes that's called the stripper switch. I don't know. Anyway, left knee forward, right foot over. Yeah, nestle your sit bones, both sit bones into the earth. Cactus your arms up, fingers spread wide. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, we'll twist to the left first, slow twisting, just the core working to rotate the body. And then let the hands connect. Back hand behind you, front hand to the leg, and deepen into your twist. And rise back up to center, arms up to 90 degrees. Inhale. And exhale to the deeper twist towards the right. Pause for a moment. And then connect arms to the earth, arm to the front leg. And then we'll come back to center. Unwind your legs and come all the way back onto your back. Squeeze your knees and your thighs to your chest. Take a moment to roll the body on the earth. It might be circles with your knees, might be a little swaying. And then we'll come to our happy baby pose. Your hands can stay on the fronts of your shins as you separate your knees wide. Or you can stack your heels over your knees and walk the hands up the legs to wherever they comfortably reach. So here in your happy baby, keep your sacrum, the fused vertebrae at the base of your spine. Keep the sacrum descending into the earth, connected to the earth. And if there's room for some movement, you might sway the body from side to side. We did a lot of hamstring opening, so it might be a possibility to straighten one leg or both legs into the supine straddle. Consider taking a big, full, forceful exhalation through the mouth. And then draw the legs into the chest, squeeze them in. Take a deep breath and lift your nose up to your knees. Fill the body with breath. And as you exhale, let the whole body release onto the earth towards your rest, Shavasana. And if there's anything you need to support yourself, a blanket over your body or something under your knees or a towel over your face, feel free to take the time to add that. And once you're comfortable, invite your whole body to relax here. There's nothing that you need to do except just be here and witness this moment and all of its sensations as they arise. And we'll just rest for about 2 minutes. As you feel ready, just notice your breath again. Keep the body soft and become aware of the breath and the movement of breath in your body. And as you sense and tap into that sensation of the flow of breath in and out, or the vibration or ripple of the breath, your prana moving into your body and out of your body. And allow yourself to invite and welcome movements in other parts of the body, so beyond the torso. Yeah, and just like you would in the morning as you wake up, don't think about it. Don't let this be a mental exercise, but really tap into this as a felt experience. Move your body in any way that it's being called to as it moves towards more wakefulness. Yeah, and take the movement slow, paying attention to the sensation of movement again. And take about 5 rounds of breath to find your way to an upright seat. And let it be unhurried. If it takes 10 breaths or 20 breaths, or if you want to stay in Shavasana for longer, it's one of the benefits of doing yoga in your home, in your garden, wherever you are. Make it work for you. Take your time. When you come to an upright seat, if you're there, allow the palms to float to touch, drawing the thumbs to the center of the chest, to the sternum. And just take a full round of breath there, feeling as the chest lifts and pushes into the thumbs, the breath moves in. And there's a natural pulling back to center, getting closer to yourself as breath moves out. And then we'll share in a single breath, offering the benefits, the merits of our practice out to this community of online yogis, but also out to our communities in the broader sense, and really anyone who needs who needs our wishes, who needs our prayers, who needs our help. So we'll start with a full deep breath in through the nose. And then open your mouth, exhale, make it an offering as you send the breath out. Slide the thumbs up to the forehead. Inhale. And as we exhale, we bow to each other. Namaste.
Thank you so much for practicing today. I hope you enjoyed class. Be and stay well.